Hey, it's Shane here. I'm out of breath here. I'm here for a Spooky Empire update. Went to Spooky Empire over the weekend. It's a horror con, kind of like Comic Con for horror science fiction stuff. I think pretty much that kind of talks about it. I did one last year. I think, or I don't know how long ago it was with Tampa Screams, and now I'm doing one for another one for Spooky Empire. So let's get into it. I got a lot to show you, lots to show. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. So these are not my usual music pickups, although there are some vinyl in here and some somewhat music related stuff. But some of these are free stickers and free stuffs I got. This one is Gothic Dance Party and all these Gothic bands playing. I didn't see this right here. I guess Nivek Ogre was there too. Of course, he was in Skinny Puppy. He's a lead singer, lead founder of Skinny Puppy, I think. Down the back there. This is an Ozzy trading card. Ozzy there. Ozzy there. Freddy sticker. Pretty cool. 1, 2. Freddy coming towards you. Pretty cool little skeleton sticker here. So you get lots of free stuff at these conventions. And Terror Vision, which I did pick up some stuff from Terror Vision, Ride or Die. And then this is the Spooky Empire program you get for free, which is actually a really nice program. And next year you could see October 30th to November 1st, 2026. So next year it's going to be on Halloween again, which I really love. This is kind of the schedule of the events that goes through Thursday, Friday, all the guests pretty much in here. Some ads in here. So that's pretty much. I like to keep these. I should have kept these from all the years I've been going. I've been going for almost 10 years now. So pretty much on the dot. That's that. So let's get into it. Let me see. What do I want to show first? I want to show that first. I usually show the t-shirts at the end, but the t-shirts at the end, but I'm actually gonna. Where's the t-shirt at? Oh, here it is. I'm going to show the t-shirt first, and then I'm going to show some comic books I got, and then we'll go from there. This is Shockwaves. Once they were almost human. Of course, they were human, but that's the Shockwaves t-shirt. Nothing on the back, just plain black. This one was $25. Get one more so you can get a really good look at it. Pretty cool. Based on the movie Shockwaves, which was a movie that came out in the 70s and is an awesome sort of zombie movie. So Shockwaves t-shirt from there. This next I'm going to show you some comic books. These are all horror related, except for the first few that I got for free. These first 3 or 4 I picked up for free. He had actually a free bin of comics, so nothing is free at these conventions. This is a very expensive thing to do. This is Spider-Boy, the Webless Wonder. I didn't even know they made a Spider-Boy. So, Webless Wonder. Well, you know. Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four. It's pretty cool. X-Men 97. And this one is really cool. Venom, Lethal Protector. This is Trick or Read Free Comics, ages 13 plus. So pretty cool. On the back of here. So these were all X-Men, all these right here were all free. all free. Yeah, and these pretty much ranged, except for the last thing I show you. These pretty much ranged $3 to $5. I did not spend a lot on these. The first thing I do want to show you is something that I got relatively. The last thing I'll show you as far as the comic books go is. I'm sorry. Let me move over. The last thing I'll show you, as far as the comic books go, sorry, trying to, is God damn it, man. Yeah, I want to scoot over a little bit. All right. Just can't get away from it. Just can't get away from it. But last thing I want to show you is the most expensive comic. But this is Crystar, the Crystal Warrior. Looks like a fantasy comic of sorts. Yeah. And these were comics I mentioned last year at my Spooky Empire. I'm going to put this back just a little bit. I'm so sorry, guys, for that. But these are comics I mentioned last year that I picked up, a series of these comics. And I might have bought duplicates, but they're only $5 a piece. So I figure if I did buy duplicates, I either sell them when I start doing my own convention or I'll give them to my brother. This is Red Room by Ed Piskor. Ed Piskor was a comic writer who wrote a very critically acclaimed series of comics called The History of Hip Hop. I think it won some awards too, and he really went on the dark end of this one, a dark extreme with this one, with basically torture porn, have to do with cryptocurrency, and the dark web and torture rooms, red rooms. You know, it gets pretty fucking, this stuff gets pretty fucked up. This is like more on the extreme ends of comics that I've seen. So, yeah, if you don't, I gotta keep me moving this camera. So, if you don't like that thing, you're never gonna like it. It's no big deal. But, yeah, so, it's pretty fucked up, his stuff. There's another one. Crypto Killers, and this is another Ed Piskor Red Room. This one I think I might have, but it said banned in 26 countries, so I'm on board with it. I might actually have to pull one of these. I don't even know if I want to pull one of these out because they're so fucked up. Yeah, I'll pull one out if it gets too fucking graphic. Another Red Room one. Yeah, I'll pull this one out and we'll look at it. If it gets too, then I'll kind of flip through it and see what's in here first before we. Stuff like this. You can kind of see it. Let's see. Yeah. I can't really show a lot of the stuff. I thought I could, but I can't. Sorry, I just kind of thumbed through it in front of you. But no, I cannot. So, Red Room. I do want to apologize for the camera moving so much. I was trying to get it in a good spot, and this is finally a good spot. This is Verotica, and this is part of the Verotech comics, and a lot of people wrote on this. Franzetta does the art for this. So, Verotica. This is another Verotica one. I don't have time to take all these out and show them to you, or otherwise I would. Death Dealer, Franz Frazetta, and is this one with Glenn Danzig? Yeah, he wrote this one. Without the gloss. Death Dealer. You can see kind of the Franz Frazetta magic there. These next two I picked up were part of a series of comics I wasn't familiar with. And the way that he kind of explained this to me is the storyline is really about it's a more graphic and better version of Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which I love that movie, but this is Maniac in New York. Look at that. Has a hockey mask, goes around, kills people. That's what Maniac in New York is. And I got another one of Maniac in New York. I just love that cover. Pretty graphic stuff. So there we go. And I'm going to make a run here on Evil Ernie comics. I love Evil Ernie from the Chaos Comics released these. This is Evil Ernie. I probably got duplicates on this too, but these were $3 to $5. A lot of these were in the $3 range, which is amazing that they're this cheap. Love the cover of that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, gorgeous. Awesome is what I should say. Get a little bit of away from the light. There we go. Much better. So. A little glancy there. Sorry about that. Pull it back a little bit. Another Evil Ernie. I think Evil Ernie's a cool comic. I don't know a ton about it, but I know I've read it. I just got to go back and look at the story. There's Lady Death there. Boo ba ba boom. And I thought for some reason somebody could please tell me this, but I thought there was like a relationship between Lady Death and Evil Ernie. Not a romantic one, maybe a family one. I thought they were related somehow. Maybe not. They probably are, and I just don't know. I don't know enough about Evil Ernie. And dude, look at that one. That one is probably close to my favorite one. And like I said, I might even have duplicates of this because I bought some last year too and read them. So I'll definitely be reading these on Saturday. And the last comic I got is Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe. This one was $20 and very, very cool. Kind of a graphic novel. I'm kind of going to give this to my brother as a smaller birthday or Christmas present. Just like one he can have for like on the cheap. He doesn't know I got it, so, and he doesn't watch my channel, so all is safe here. And those are the comics. So yeah, this Dark Side Comics out of Sarasota actually was selling at the show, and that's kind of what I got, were those comics right there. So very, very cool. Do I have no? Hold on one second. Oh, just making sure I have some water on me. I have a lot to show you. Next, I'm going to show you. I always like to show the DVDs at the end, but I might switch it up this time. I'm not sure yet. No, I'll show the DVDs at the end, as I always do. Some cassettes and the CD. I'm going to show the CD first. This one was $8, and I actually had been looking for this one, and it certainly is sort of horror themed, considering it's Alice Cooper. This was Constrictor. A guy was selling like a lot of metal and some gothic rock and soundtracks, and I bought a few albums from him, which I'm going to show you. And this is, like, to me, one of his best albums. This was $8, which I think I can get cheaper, but you know what, fuck it. This was part of his reunion, his first album since Dada, I believe, and 1986. And of course, this had the hit on it, He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask, the Jason song. So I figured, fuck it, why not? I will go ahead and show this. No, sorry about the glare. I love the songs on this. This has got somewhat the similar formula to his next album, Raise Your Fist and Yell, like kind of pop metal stuff, and even going into Trash, which is a really great record by him. Yeah, it's got Life and Death of the Party on here, Thrill My Gorilla, Give It Up, Teenage Frankenstein, He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask, Simple Disobedience, The World Needs Guts. Lots of good songs on here. Crawlin' is a great song on here. Really good kind of pop metal that he was doing a little bit later on. 2 soundtracks, 2 on cassette. Yes, this is part of Terror Vision. They had a table, some Blu-rays, DVDs, vinyl, and soundtracks, and I went crazy in the soundtrack section with them. This is Friday the 13th, the original motion picture score, which is a huge score for me. I should have bought in 3 because they had it there. I should have got 1, 2, 3, and 4 because I had them all there up to 6. But I got the first one, which is a classic, scored by Harry Manfredini, who scored a lot of the Friday 13th music. This definitely has some like Bernard Herrmann sort of cheese to it. Not cheesy like Bernard Herrmann's cheesy, but definitely it does have that kind of Bernard Herrmann influence to it. But it's executed well, but it's not as good as Bernard Herrmann. But you know, this is really good. I met Harry Manfredini once, this composer, and he goes, "Do you think there's any groupies that for horror composers?" I go, "Fuck yeah! Say that you scored Friday the 13th." Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah, I don't know if that ever happened for him or not. The Brain. Yeah, this is the soundtrack composed by Paul Zaza. Another Terror for Vision goodie. This one, I will say, came out in the late 80s, Canadian horror movie about a killer brain that controls people through the television. It's excellent. And that's what The Brain looks like. David Gale's in it. If you're familiar with a Reanimator, then you know who I'm talking about. And he was also in Sin Jenner, another great movie. So this is probably, I think, synth electronic, late 80s sounding stuff. So those are the cassettes, albums. Got a few albums here. Oh, you can see one at the back. It is Waxwork. I got this for $20. And this is a great score by Roger Balan. And these were $25 at TerraVision. I got this at TerraVision, but he gave us a deal. If we bought 2, we can get them for $40. So I got this. My brother got Neon Maniacs, the soundtrack, which I wanted, but he got it. Well, I don't care, you know. So I got this as a sort of consolation prize, and that's more than fine with me. More than fine with me. I don't know why, but that camera looks a little waffly. That's like the 7th time I've done that today. I'm sorry, but Waxwork, the soundtrack score. Let's see, where can I put that? These 2 were $25 a piece, and this is really cool because I love this movie. This is the music from the motion picture Igor and the Lunatics, off of course, TerraVision. I've had a few TerraVision soundtracks, and they're all really good. They're packaged real well. Very similar to like Waxworks or Light in the Attic. You get really good packaging in this. This is scored by Sonia Rootstein is her name, or hers name. I don't know who it is. And this is a fucking really sleazy movie about cult hippie killers. And there's some really gratuitous anti-religious sort of sleaze in this. It's excellent. I love Igor and the Lunatics. I think it's just that one album. So synth electronic stuff from the 80s. I mean, nothing shocking there. This one I'm super fucking stoked to have because I have the soundtrack. I have the movie, which I love, someplace in my boxes of DVDs, and now I have the soundtrack to it. This is Things. This is so fucking cool to have. This is the soundtrack, I should say, to Things. Directed by Andrew Jordan. I think he didn't make many movies. The score is done by music by Familiar Strangers, Strike 9, and Jack Procher. So 3 different artists doing it. You can see on the back there, it'll say the names. This is a double album, which should have been 40. I got for 25. This movie is fucking batshit. It's considered by a lot of people to be the worst movie ever. It's shot on 35 millimeter, but it doesn't look like it. It's kind of a mad doctor movie, kind of mad scientist movie in a sense, where this guy's creating all these things and shit like that. The soundtrack is, from what I can remember, electronic. Some of it's got some hard rock metal in it. It's fucking awesome. The movie, I mean, I'm gonna say I probably am more excited about the movie than the soundtrack, but I'm excited to have the soundtrack because now it's like cool. Now, if I can get a T-shirt of the things, I think I'd be all set. Unless I can get the VHS for it. But yeah, this is a really cool fucking thing. It is considered by a lot of people to be one of the worst movies ever made. I love it. I don't think it's bad, but that's relative. To me, I hear people say this all the time because everybody online, it seems like a lot of people online think they're film critics. And I get sick of that shit. It's just like everybody reviews movies now, reviews them. And it's just like, but they're not film critics. That's just their own spin on it. That gets old. You know, if you go to school for film criticism, you're looking for certain things, or you've watched a lot of more movies. But now you got people who watch a lot of movies that think they're fucking film critics. That doesn't make you a film critic because you watch a lot of movies. You have your own impressions, so you do have this film knowledge, but that doesn't necessarily make you a fucking critic. But everybody thinks online thinks they're film critics, and I don't watch movie reviews online because personally I don't give a fuck what they think, and I rather have my own impressions on something without that being influenced or manipulated by somebody else. Fuck that. So those soundtracks I showed you right there in vinyl, all from TerrorVision. This one I picked up from a vendor who I picked up these next two from the same vendor, and this guy is kind of a dick. He kind of like is trying to make the maximum profit he should, and all his shit is really expensive. I bought the Alice Cooper Constrictor CD from him for $8, which is incredibly cheap for this guy. And yeah, I get it, you're there to make a profit, but fucking, you're also there to engage with people. And so every time I bought something from him, he goes, "Are you sure that's the price on it? Because it doesn't seem like that would be the price on it." For example, this is the soundtrack to Carrie. This is released by Waxwork. This is a really good deal on this for the fact I only paid $32. The score is done by Pino Donaggio, Italian composer, and it's awesome. And of course, this is the Carrie 1976 version, or 75, 76. I don't remember when it came out, but 75 maybe, 76. But anyways, I think it was 75. But anyways, the score to this has got that like sort of fairy tale thing going on in parts of it, and it's real powerful, symphonic, classic, you know, your classical symphonic music score. And some of this is really, really good from what I can remember. But this was $32. I don't know if I can show you the 32. Yeah, you can see the 32 on it. Yeah. And he was like, "Well, that should have probably been priced higher." And I go, "Well, this is a good deal on this," is what I said. Wrong thing to say to this guy. He's like, "Well, that should have been priced higher." I go, "Well, I'm only paying 32 because that's what's on the sticker." And that was the day after, before I got this, which was another good deal. And this is the last of the soundtracks. Was this guy was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to make money because I've just bought a house," and he's doing that whole deal. Which, I'm sorry, but historically this guy's been very Grinch-like and Scrooge-ish, Scroogey-ish. I don't know what the word would be. And I'm just like, I've had my fill of this guy. I don't like him, and I buy stuff because he's got good vinyl at his table. He had, like I said, like Marilyn Manson, a lot of Kiss, a lot of metal, a lot of gothic rock, stuff like that. Well, not a lot of gothic rock, some gothic rock, but a lot of metal, hard rock. And he it was something like his Marilyn Manson stuff for like $70, $80. I'm like, which historically is, some of it is that much, but it's like, I'm not paying that much for any fucking record. And this one was 36, and this one actually is a deal for the fact that I've seen this go for 40 multiple times. So to get it for about $4 or $5 off the price is worth it. And this is the soundtrack composed by a guy named John Massari. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Really, really cool score. It's got some warped circus-like stuff in it. It's also got It's also got like really good 80s synth stuff. It's not a shocker, but I like synth scores like everyone else does. this was released on Waxworks too, I believe. Yeah, and this is a great soundtrack. And my brother got this. I got this last year for Christmas. I think I might have shown this last year for my Christmas vinyl update haul, but that was for him. This is for me, so I'm going to show it again for me this time. I'm very, very excited to have this on vinyl, and because I looked at it, I'm like $36. This guy does not know he downpriced this a little bit, or maybe the value for it right now isn't that high. I don't know, but I thought 36 was a great deal for it. It's a double album too. You get four. It's four sides of fucking awesome music. And yeah, I thought it was awesome. And I don't mean to shit on the dealer, but this guy, historically, every time I've went there, he's it seems to me that he'll look at the price on the record and try to up it. Like, so before I bought two King Diamond records from him, and he just like looked at me and he goes, yeah, he goes, that's going to be like unbelievable, this guy. He's like, yeah, and those are going to have to be he goes I think I got one for 35 and one for 30. And he goes, yeah, I'll give you $5 off. So when I went up there and to pay for him, he's like 70. I go, no, you said you take $5 off. He goes, yeah, well, if you get a third one. I go, but this is 65. And the guy's like, no, that should have been 40. I go, I'm not paying $40 for that. That's not what's on the sticker. And finally, he's like, okay, I'll take 65 for it. Like, historically, that's been my interaction with this guy. So it's hard because he's got good shit, but at the same time, I don't want to support his business because he's such a fucking stingy person, man. In a way. I don't know. It's gross. All right, let's get to the DVDs. I got one VHS, too. I will show you those. Lots of DVDs. One Blu-ray, too, which I will show you. But these are all, I don't know how many I picked up. I picked up quite a few. I got a nice big stack of DVDs and one Blu-ray for you, which I'll show closer towards the end of this. And one VHS. This VHS was at a table that was selling like 3 items of like Exorcist, like a thing you could put in your cup holder, one of those things you could put on your mouse, a mouse pad, and a blank VHS tape that you can put like, it looked like like one of those blank videotapes, which I fucking hate. Just put the VHS tape in there, but they use it for like art, which I fucking hate. So they had that like 3 for $15. I'm like, well, I'll just get this because this was sealed, and this is The Exorcist, which is the version you haven't seen, which is probably the 11 minutes or whatever, 8 to 11 minutes that was added to it and put in the theaters in the early 2000s, which I went and saw this, which was awesome, seeing the spider walk scene in a theater. As I was watching this, it was like, it really became kind of interesting to think that how self-aware fans are of The Exorcist, as people were kind of laughing about it in the theater, because I do too think this movie's got some really hilarious scenes in it. I think Pazuzu the demon is really fucking funny in some of this. And so to me, it just became more aware how scary this movie is to some people. A lot of people find this morbidly fascinating in a humor sort of way. And I feel that way too, to an extent. Like, I think this is really funny, but I think it's scary too, like I think it's both. But it's obviously a classic. I mean, come on. And it's sealed. So I don't need to say any more about it than that. But yeah, this was the, I think the one with the 8 to 11 minutes of additional footage. Most of it, from what I can remember, was the girl getting treatment, her being in the hospital, doctor's visits, and then the spider walk scene, which is, you have to see it. It's awesome. All right. So let's go through these DVDs, and then we'll be done. I'm telling you, we'll be done fairly early today, hopefully. How do I want to show these? I think I want to show these in terms of where I got these from. Give me a second here. I'm going to organize this. I thought I had this organized. Unfortunately, I do not have this organized the way I want it to. Yes, now I do. Now I do. All right. Well, I will in a second. So, all right. So, I don't know. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 15 DVDs maybe, and a Blu-ray. So, quite a few to show you. This is The Nun. This one was $5. I bought this at a table where this guy sells DVDs, Blu-rays for $5. A lot of common stuff. I bought a T-shirt from him. I bought the Shockwaves T-shirt from him. He had a box of DVDs and a few Blu-rays too. I remember liking this movie. I like the fact it's a period piece from what I can remember. It takes place in a convent, I believe, a convent or wherever. I've only seen this once, and I kind of fell asleep watching it. Not because I thought it was boring. I just was tired. But it's part of the Conjuring universe. And my brother just watched the second Nun, Nun 2, the Nun 2, and so I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen that one yet. I'm definitely willing and interested in watching it. To add to my wonderful plethora of Charles Manson movies, this is Helter Skelter, the director's cut. Now, I thought this was a television movie. I'm pretty sure it was made in the 2000s. When did this come out? God, I can't read the small print anymore. I need to get my glasses fixed. It'll be on my list of shit to do after the holidays. So 137 minutes, 2004. I think this was a TV movie. And I was watching the trailer to it, and it was ridiculously... I remember watching this. I love, 1, TV made movies, and 2, anything Charles Manson related, I'm a sucker for. I mean, I buy I don't have any t-shirts. I would buy a t-shirt of his, but I got a few of his records. I got a lot of Manson movies, including Helter Skelter, The Manson Family. There was another fucking Charles Manson movie I got that was released by Lionsgate. So I definitely like to buy these when I can get them. So, Charles Manson, fucking awesome. These next 3 I got. These were 3 for $25, so about $11 a piece, $11.50. You know, if you want to categorize it right. A few Japanese movies in here, or Asian or whatever. This first one is The Beast Within, the Midnight Movies copy, and the only thing I have a shrink for. It's a used movie, and it's in good shape. This came out in 1981, and if you can remember, when this came out, I barely do, but it was like, if you can survive the last 20 minutes of this movie, and then it said whatever. And so that always intrigued me when I was a kid. I'm like, ooh, it must be really scary if you can't get through the last 20 minutes. And then I watched it, and I was like, I don't know about that. The monster transformation is actually I kind of like, and the fact there's a lot of sexuality in this, in the Beast must die, the Beast must get laid too, because he's really horny in this. There's a lot of sexuality in it. It's got kind of to me, it's got a decent mystery to where the Beast came from. I'll leave it at that. And so it's got some nice dramatic elements in it, and it's got some pretty good acting in it by the parents. And I actually think by the kid too. Ronnie Cox, B.B. Besh, Paul Clemens in it. Music scored by Les Baxter and directed by... Well, the short story was and screenplay by Tom Holland, Fright Night. I did not know that Tom Holland wrote this. But this is... Who fucking directed this? Philippe Mora, and I think Philippe Mora went on to do some action films in Hollywood. Tell me if you guys know anything by Philippe Mora. I'm pretty sure I know that name, but yeah, pretty cool. Les Baxter, fucking Tom Holland wrote the screenplay to this based on a short story I think he wrote. I think this is a really good movie. I mean, by today's standards, the monster probably isn't going to scare anybody, but I fucking dig this movie a lot. I think it's an underrated gem of early 80s horror. 2 more here. I got Red Room 2. I'm excited about this. I think I've seen this one.
and it's about the Red Room, where like you're in a room with somebody, and I think it's like they play this deadly card game, and whoever loses must submit and do whatever the winner wants them to do, and of course it gets out of hand. It's part of the Unearthed Films, which is a great label for extreme horror, and that's what this is. I need to get the first Red Room. I think I've seen the first one or this one. I can't remember which one I saw, but it's some good um, Asian horror, so you can't really go wrong with it. And it's in the shrink still. It's got a little rip up here, but it's like still in the shrink. And this one is really exciting for me. This is Kichuku, and this is a real fucking like um, interesting idea for a movie to me. So this is about this political group, this student political party, and their party sort of gets torn apart when their leader gets arrested. And so this girl steps in as the leader, but she uses a lot of like, I think her name is Masami, and she uses a lot of sexuality to sort of sway people and her beliefs. And there's a lot of paranoia that's going on in the group, and it gets into a serious bloodbath, supposedly. This is part, it's called Kachuku Dai Enke, Banquet of the Beast, I should say. Banquet of the Beast. So I'm excited about this. It's on that fucking awesome Arts Magic label, which I know I've seen some other stuff on that. And it's a 2-disc special edition. It's got the DVD, and then it's got a second DVD that's got a bunch of special features on it, including the introduction by Tom Mess, who is actually a writer who specializes in Japanese cinema, the making of, reaction to Kachiku, and a bunch of different original trailer, biographies and filmographies in this. So I love Japanese. I get in the mood for this like extreme shit a lot, and then I'll just like not want it after a while. But man, I fucking love this stuff. Like when I'm in the right mood for it, that's all I want to buy is this kind of shit. And unfortunately, they didn't have a lot of that kind of stuff at the convention. I did get some sleeves here. So these all I bought from the director who of this the director of these of the movie that he was selling had a table, and his name was Jorge. I can't remember his last name. And he directed a movie called Hellvan, but he had other movies there too on top of that. He was drunk. He was cool. But this first one he gave to me, this is Invisible Terror, a Carly Justice adventure. And obviously the cleavage is, I can't do anything about it, but I'll show you this much. Look at the kabam here. He was telling me about a director who made this movie, and his name was like, I forget. I can't see his name because it's tied off on the back here, but this came out in 2020 off of R8K Films. So he just gave this to me. He goes, "You might like this." And I'm like, "Well, I like cleavage, so yeah, I'm sure I like it." The next two I got from him, I got two for $10, and I was super pleased to get these because his movies to me are hard to find. They really are hard to find, like in stores. And even at conventions, I've not really seen his movies. And it's the infamous Beelzebub. So if you're Christian or religious, turn away for a few minutes. These are not my personal beliefs or anything. This is just the names of these movies. Okay? This is Jesus, the total douchebag. With odorous... I'll show her. Odorous Arangus from Dave Brockie from Gwar in this, and he hated Beelzebub's movies, and then they had met. Dave Brockie, or the lead singer of Gore, who passed on, then fucking ends up playing Satan and gets casted in one of Beelzebub's movies. Beelzebub has an reputation for being kind of difficult to work with at times, but I don't really know him. I just know when I talked to one of his former actresses, she just went on talking about what a dick he was. I don't know him. I've never met him, but so my opinions about him are kind of irrelevant because I don't know him, and I don't think I have an opinion on him. But just the fact he made a movie called Jesus the Total Douchebag, and I work with a few like real Christian people, and so if I brought this into work, they would be so repelled. And if it was my last day there, I would bring this in just to fucking offend them because they're so annoying. But I still work there, so we'll not do that. So there's Jesus Total Douchebag, and then Jesus was an asshole. Like Beelzebub does not mind. And this one, the storyline: a woman named Mary is married to a man named Joseph who is impotent. Mary has an affair and becomes pregnant. She will be stoned if her infidelity is discovered, so she invents a story about God choosing her. The child Jesus is told all his life that he's the son of God despite having no powers. Imagine what kind of an asshole that brat will become. Oh God! I mean, you just can't make this shit up. Beelzebub is, like I said, if this offends you, I'm not, sorry, but to me, I find this really humorous, and I'm not easily offended by this at all. But if you are, I apologize, but I'm not. Well, I don't really apologize. Just fast forward to the thing, like seriously, like this is a horror that. Pickups. So if people are offended, All right. So the guy, and I don't know his last name. I know his name's Jorge. Directed Hellvan. I bought this copy for $10. So I got 5 movies for $20. That's not bad. And this has commentary with cast and crew, soundtrack, and trailers. It was made in 2022. I remember him telling me it took 5 years for him to make. This is off the Slow Mutants label, which is probably his own label, and not made very well. He said get a printer, because I've made some movies myself, and I certainly would want to get them pressed. And I was trying to pump some information out about him, but dude was drunk and he was also trying to sell his movies. So when you see filmmakers, independent filmmakers at these conventions, don't bother talking to them about business because they're fucking drunk. Just talk to them about movies and they'll gash about movies forever. But you even ask them about their movie. You ask them about their movie and they won't even know because they're fucking drunk. I mean, it's absurd to me. Like I don't drink, so like I'm not gonna I guess I'm missing out, maybe, I don't know. But I don't really like get drunk at these things. But every convention I go to, somebody's selling something and they're like shit faced. It's like, aren't you? I don't know. And this is the soundtrack that he gave me for free to Hellvan, which is motion picture and soundtrack and the original score, which I think is really cool. So Hellvan, this for free, the CD. I guess I do have another CD, and the movie Hellvan. So the guy Jorge from, I can't even say his last name because he never told me, from Ohio. Now I met another filmmaker there named Joe Lamb, who I said, I think I know your name. Your name sounds familiar. He goes, because he was selling a movie called The Fetus, and I just was broke at that point, and I go, well, good luck with your movie. I can't buy anything from you. And he had a book and a DVD and a poster for his movie The Fetus, and I go, I think I've heard of you before. And he goes, how have you heard from me before? And I'm like, well, maybe I was thinking of somebody else. I go, I'm sorry. And he was like really annoyed that I wouldn't buy well, I don't know if he was annoyed by that, but I think our exchange was kind of weird because it was just like, I really thought I knew who he was, but I wasn't, and I wasn't trying to fuck with him. So I don't know, but hopefully his movie does well. And if you guys want to see or check it out, it's called The Fetus. But I met Daniel Roebuck, and of course Daniel Roebuck has been of course, if you know who he is, he's a horror heavy. He started out in River's Edge, that movie from the 80s. critically acclaimed into. I'm so beat. I don't know what to fucking say. He did The River's Edge. He was in Dudes, which is a great movie, and to the newer, like he was in, I think, Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie Halloween. He's been in The Munsters, Rob Zombie. He's been in a lot of movies, but he was there, and I bought a few movies from his table. Now, one thing that was really interesting about him is I'm just, as I'm shitting on Jesus with those Beelzebub movies, is he made some faith-based movies, and this was one he made. And both these movies I'm going to show you were at Daniel Roebuck's table. This is Lucky Louie, a movie that Daniel Roebuck stars in, wrote, along with Grace Roebuck, which is his wife, I think. And this is written and directed by Daniel Roebuck and Grace Roebuck, and starring Daniel Roebuck as well. And this one is one of those things where this like cop is haunted by this retired cold case detective is haunted by this case where these bank robbers stole a lot of money, $350,000. He is still like a man of strong faith and a pillar in his community, but a forensic psychology guy shows up in his town, and she wants to use that robbery as her thesis, which I think is going to open a whole new can of worms. But as like he's explaining, these movies, she goes, well, it's not preachy, like I'm not, Jesus this and Jesus that. And I go, I don't care if it is. I mean, faith-based is fine with me. I was just more curious to see like kind of how I think faith-based movies are fine just as much as I think what Beelzebub's doing is, I have no problem with it. But like, it's just interesting to me that, he made one, because I'm kind of curious to see the tone of it and stuff like that, because he's been in some fucking heavy movies, Daniel Roebuck, and the first movie he actually was ever in, that he had there too, and this is Cave Girl, and this is about him finding this girl and traveling back time to get her, and she's a cave woman, and it's like he has to survive cannibal cults or caveman cults and bears and a language barrier, which is really ridiculous. And that's kind of what this is about. This was his first starring role, from what he had said. 1985 release by the great Daniel Roebuck. So this looks like a comedy, and he just put God bless Daniel Roebuck. I don't personally care if they sign movies or not. I'm not big into autographs, so I don't really care if they do that or not. But yeah, Daniel Roebuck's Cave Girl, 1985 comedy, romantic comedy maybe. All right. Up next was the one Blu-ray I bought, and the reason I'm showing this now instead of at the end was because the next movies I show you, or the next DVDs I show you, were all bought by the same vendor, so I kind of like to show them at the same time. But this one is kind of, to me, very curious. This might be the most curious DVD I bought based on, I haven't seen it yet. I love the first one. This is WNUF 2. Out There, it says Out There, the Halloween mega tape. And if you look, where's it at? Right there, it says WNUF 2. And if you've seen the first WNUF, it's like a live television special that's reported on the news, and it just gets out of hand. So it shows the news reporting out to a live reporter who's showing the inside of this haunted house. And I think it's got pretty good build-up in the first one, and it was shot like it was shot in the 80s, and they did a really good job of making it look like something that happened in 1987 or 88 for the most part. And so this is the sequel to that, I guess. And this is a very long movie. Nice cover disc. And there it is right there. So in this one, Ivy Sparks' spectacular episode from 1984 featuring ghoulish guests, each dumber than the last. Fast forward to 1996 to witness Ivy's nosedive into obscurity when she co-hosts the infamous live Out There special for the short-lived Ace Network. And I think things go wrong on that special. So maybe it's like that. What was that? God, I can't remember that movie. It's killing me. The one with the devil that Dave Destalchian was in. Like it was a live broadcast of the devil, and I think this one might be similar. I'm not sure, but the makers of WNUF are fucking awesome. They do a good job of making this look as much as they can, making it look very, very much like it's an older product. Like in the first WNUF, you see commercials. They show commercials between the news, and the commercials really look like, because they're shot on VHS, look like something right out of the 80s. So they do a really good job of going back in time, and a lot of this looks like it's shot on camcorder too. So it's really cool. Oh, the WNUF, the first one. This one, I'm really curious. This is like the most anticipated movie I have in my pile based on what I picked up out of everything I've gotten. This is the one I'm the most curious to see, because I really enjoyed the first WNUF a lot. And I got that from TerrorVision. So WNUF 2 I picked up from TerrorVision. All right, so 4 left. We're going to be done very, very soon here, and I'm going to be under an hour, which I'm happy for. These were from a guy who sells bootlegs. A lot of what he sells is out of print. I had a chance to pick up the original Star Wars movies that did not have Lucas's interference in it, not that extra fucking like, you know, all the shit he put in the later versions with the CGI and stuff, like the original releases, which are hard to find unless you get them on VHS. He had those on DVD, and I didn't buy it. And that's what I went there to do, was to buy those, and I didn't. I'm kind of kicking myself for it. But I did pick up 4 DVDs. These are all TV series. Mostly these are cartoons, and that are not released on DVD or Blu-ray. And this one is Pirates of Dark Water. So this one is an interesting one. I think it came out in 1987, and it was 1 or 2 seasons. I think maybe 1, to be honest. I don't remember. Pirates of Dark Water is an interesting thing. It's about this, it's kind of space-filled, but it's also got this kid who's a prince, and he's got to find, I think, all these treasures, 13 treasures or something like that, to fulfill his duty as a prince or to save the world. I don't fucking know. But it's a treasure hunt, outer space thing. So, Pirates of Dark Water. I know you barely see it up there, Pirates of Dark Water. So, yeah, it looks like it's got about 20 episodes on here. Runs 242 minutes, $20. Probably the cheapest you're going to find. This next one was 30, and this is another thing that's not on DVD or Blu-ray. I guess it would be on Blu-ray now, or 4K or whatever. It's the old series, and this is the complete series of the Green Hornet with Bruce Lee and as Kato, and I forgot the name of the guy who plays the Green Hornet. Somebody will tell me in the comments maybe. This is the complete series. So 6 DVD set, pretty cool, huh? This one is kind of interesting because the Green Hornet is kind of a crime caper, and he's a guy who owns the television, named Britt Reed, who owns the television and news paper, news agency, and a television station. He actually is a crime fighter, and he thinks, because the Green Hornet and Kato both are considered criminals, they're kind of on the run, and so criminals don't realize that he's trying to buy them out as a way to kind of stop the crime. It's kind of interesting that he's trying to take over their syndicates, and he's really a crime fighter. It's kind of weird. It's like he's a thinking man's thing. And I was thinking of the Bud Boddicker movies, and I was also thinking of Have Gun Will Travel, where oftentimes like Paladin would outsmart the villains and stuff like that. So this is super cool. I mean, the Green Hornet. Really cool. And the guy said, he's like, I bought it on Friday. He's like, well, if you don't buy it by tomorrow, it's not going to be there come Friday. So, or Saturday. So I went back Saturday and there was only one left. So I could have bought it on Saturday, but I didn't want to take the chance. So I finally got this in my collection. This was $30. These are like VHS DVD quality, which I know, but they play fine and I don't care. So they're not Blu-ray quality. They're DVD quality that look kind of VHSs. So you get what you pay for with these, but because they're complete, because this is a complete series and there's 6 DVDs on here, this is well worth getting. And it's packaged pretty cool. I mean, usually it'll have like the DVDs will have prints on it. There's not like a lot of inserts or anything like that in that, but I still like it. Two cartoons, 2 DVDs left. This one was $35. And I remember this from the 80s, but barely. I think this came out in the mid to late 80s. This is the Bionic 6. And this is the complete series of it. 8 DVD set in all. And I think this is like one of those families that fights they fight in space or something like that. I think they're like a family that fights together. Like, I guess I was thinking of Lost in Space, but the superheroes. I don't know. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong on that. But I barely remember the Bionic 6. I'm not like really, it's not really sticking out to me. But just knowing that this is 8 DVDs, this is going to take forever to get through. I'm still trying to get through Battle of the Planets, which I bought last year, and Muppet Babies. So who knows when I'm going to get a chance to even look at this one yet. So I don't know. And the last thing I want to show you is from Spooky Empire. The last thing I can show you is a 9 DVD set of Star Blazers. This is the complete series, which I really think is cool too. This is the original uncut animated series, subtitled in English. And this is too, I think, a family or group of people fighting crime together in space, maybe. Another space fantasy one. I mean, obviously it looks like a planet and a ship. And these goofballs right here. I thought this might be like claymation or animation, but I think this is actually classic Japanese animation to it. I'm not really familiar with the Star Blazers. I don't really know much about this series. I just know that I've been buying, since I bought Battle of the Planets, I've been looking for like Gatchaman. I've been looking for some anime, Japanese anime, or not anime, Japanese cartoons. Not necessarily anime, but they are fine. I'm fine with that too if they're in that form or whatever. But just Japanese cartoons in general. And I'm not talking about like not Powerpuff Girls, but Sailor Moon or anything like that. I'm talking about more about older 70s, 80s kind of stuff is what I'm looking for. Maybe even 60s if I saw something like that. But yeah, Star Blazers. So wow, 9 freaking DVDs. It's gonna take forever to go through. When you buy these, it's like it's gonna take me 6 months to get through this shit. You know, because I usually watch these at night before I go to bed, before I go to work, and then you know. And that is my Spooky Empire haul. I spent more than I should have. That's usually my, but didn't spend everything I should have. I took $500 some there. I didn't spend it all. So, I mean, I was pretty good. Now I wanted to go. If I wanted to go crazy, see what happened too was that my rent I had to pay today. So some of that money I was like, I have to save for rent too, so that I didn't want to fuck that around either, right? So that was kind of part of the motivation for being thrifty too a little bit, because usually, I mean, $500 seems like a lot of money, but for this convention, no, it's not. I mean, this convention, what would be, I think, appropriate to spend would be like $1,000, $2,000, because the shit's so expensive. So, but for me, I've never spent more than $500-600 at this convention, and I never will, because I have this thing where it's like, if it's not cheap, I'm not gonna. I mean, obviously with convention prices, they're gonna go up, right? So, I mean, everybody knows that if you've been to one, reasonable, like getting a DVD for $5 is cheap, but it's reasonable to think you're going to pay $35, $40, $50 for a Blu-ray or DVD there. It's reasonable to think that. I got a deal on the t-shirts for $25. I think those are a good deal on that. Some books there are fairly cheap, and some are not, and it's just like one of those things. And that so every year, uh, I feel like I wish I would have had $70 more, or $80 more, and I would have gotten everything I wanted. This year, with an exception of going back up, pick up a few more Blu-rays and DVDs, I feel like I spent right where I wanted to spend. I was very comfortable leaving with what I had. I felt very fulfilled. I mean, just the fact I got like 5 soundtracks, some cassettes, a bunch of comics, a whole bunch of DVDs, 15 DVDs. I feel like I've done real well. So, Spooky Empire 2025, good convention. I will say, I got to get off here, but I will say that it's worth going. Is it a buyer's convention? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. People go there, I think, a lot of time because they want to get autographs, which they want to resell, or they just want pictures, or they want to meet celebrities. Because merch there for what I want isn't what I want there. Because there's only 3 tables that sell DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever, and then the rest is fucking like, it seems like it's goddamn Ginkgo pop-up dolls or art objects, and I'm just that's cool for some people, and I think some of that should be there. It's not for me completely to dictate that, but I rather wish they had more movies available, more soundtracks and stuff like that, but they don't. So you take what you can get from it. But thank you guys for watching. This is my Spooky Empire 2025 pickups. I will be back maybe as early as next week, maybe a few weeks, with another pickup. If I can go to the Tampa Record Show this weekend, which I'm going to try like hell to go, I should be able to go. If I go to that, I will have a pickup update next week, plus whatever I picked up from my local record store, which I'm not gonna be able to show you a lot there because I only picked up a few small odds and ends. Other than that, it'll probably be a few weeks, maybe a month. And then of course Black Friday, I'll show you the pickups then, but that won't be to the end of the month. So maybe one more update before Black Friday. I've gassed on long enough. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.